Francisco, we're here with you today. Why do you think you deserve the BSG presidency? Check, 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 check. Raspberry beret. The type that you get at a second-hand store. I'm sitting with one of the great candidates. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Francisco. I am a junior. He, him pronouns. Fellow member of the Bowdoin Fashion Club. You already know, catch me in those fits. And last but not least, Lasso Vice President and BSG VP this year.
Now, obviously, the BSG presidency is not a popularity contest, but I mean, a little. I mean,
No.
do you think you have more friends than the other candidates?
To be honest, I have a circle of about 5 friends. The people who I see on a daily basis, I don't even be going to parties like that. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I guess maybe people know me, but I don't be going out like that. So
I think when you put out a poster like this, you've really set yourself up for success. I mean, I have a couple questions about the poster that I'd like to get into. So you decided, well, first of all, I've passed it a lot, and there's a lot of words, a lot of great initiatives. I haven't had the chance to read it.
oh my
I was
God.
wondering if you would be able to read it to me like a bedtime story.
All right, bet. All right, I got you.
I'm just gonna put this
Yeah,
here.
get comfortable
Yeah.
because. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a man who stepped in front of Hubbard's steps. His name was Francisco. This man had some ideas. He wanted to amplify affinity group programming and financially support these groups in order to celebrate the diversity at Bowdoin. He's starting to realize that a lot more people look like him at Bowdoin being accepted. So what does this mean for the future of Bowdoin? How can we best support these students? This is why he wanted to be seen. This is why he had 7 points on his poster. He wants to increase BSG visibility. I hope that you will vote for me because I care. Just like I care about putting Spencer to sleep in this wonderful, amazing bedtime story. The end.
Now, what's the least amount of money you would pay me to vote for you?
The least amount of money I'd pay you. You know,
Like, let's say I said, when we're going to cut the cameras, we're not going to include this, but let's say I said $5, I'll vote for you. What would you say? Hypothetically, obviously. We'll say $4. Let's say $4. We cut the cameras. We don't have to talk about it. I just leave the room $4, and then, yeah.
A man is broke, so
we'll go down to 3. If it's 4 is a little bit of a stretch, we'll go down to 3. We won't have to talk about it. We cut the cameras. $3. You got to vote.
I'll pay you. Again, a man is broke.
Okay, we'll go down to 2. You're play a tough bargain. I'll go down to 2. That's a guy who knows how to bargain, okay? So I just want you to watch that and take that into consideration when you're voting.
Oh my gosh. No, seriously. Redistribute.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come, Francisco. I think we learned a lot. I think we covered a lot of ground. I anticipate an exciting future with you at the helm, maybe. Hello, and welcome. We're here with another candidate, Paul. Paul, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course. It's great to be here on this wonderful set here.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you sitting on this bed and indulging this with me. So I guess we're talking about the BSG presidency. Why do you think you deserve to be the BSG president?
Yeah, well, I think that, the role has so much potential, and I'm trying to make it a more accessible and transparent organization. And I feel like I'm a very friendly guy pretty open person. I know a lot of people on campus. So I think those are all important qualities that I really embody for this role.
Wow, using it for the resume, like them all. But I respect that answer, Paul. I think this next question: how do you plan to connect with the average Bowdoin voter? I mean, you look at yourself. You're a guy who's involved in all sorts of things. How can you get down with the average guy?
That's a really good point. I think it's important to note that the average Bowdoin the average Bowdoin voter is not actually a voter because only 17% of the student body actually votes. So I think that a large part of my campaign.
Let's try to keep it serious.
Yeah, of course. A large part of my campaign is, to. Um,
Paul, how do you connect with the average Bowdoin voter?
I think it really is to try to get more people to vote is the really key part, which for some is on the toilet. So I hope that, as you're watching this today, you might be watching on the toilet, and that's a good place to be, a good place where a lot of thoughts happen. My candidacy maybe even started in a moment like this on the toilet.
Well, there were a lot of words in there, Paul, and I think
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Blaine, look at me, Blaine. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Blaine.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What are the ways in which we can start reducing our methane emissions? I've been working on that. I mean, lactate pills, all sorts of. Nothing really works for me.
I mean, it's kind of a struggle. I think lactate pills are a good place to start. Human adults are actually not supposed to drink cow's milk, PSA. So maybe that could be an important BSG initiative, yourself included.
That's so kind of you, Paul. God, you really are cut out for this stuff. Now, the current president, Susu Garib, is a woman. Why do you, as a man, want to kick her out of her position of power?
That's a really important question, but I don't think that's really what I'm trying to do here. I don't think it is at all what I'm trying to do.
Do you have a problem with her?
Not at all. Was that improv or was that planned?
I mean, we just do this off the dome here. We just kind of, we're feeling each other's vibes heavy.
Yeah, no, what I think is that I'm not trying to kick Susu out, but rather be the next in line and really take her work and, exercise some continuity
Why
and
do you
improvement.
want to take her work, dude?
No, I didn't mean take her work, but continue her work is what I meant. Continue her work and to, really try to bring us forward into a better BSG.
Bob's, as you probably noticed, he's a Susu Garib stan. He's got posters all over the walls. So anytime anybody tries to challenge, he gets really defensive. And I mean, it's just you saw. I apologize for that.
No, I understand. I actually see Susu on his shirt right there.
Yeah, well, those are custom print. She doesn't know. Don't. I wouldn't say anything because she doesn't know about those. Yeah. I guess my question is, do you think you're too nice for this job? I mean, everybody likes you. What is really deep down in there?
That's a good question. A lot of fire.
Show me some of that fire, Paul.
I'm just kidding. I think I'm a really nice person, and I, really like to greet other people, and I think I'm very approachable, which I think really contributes to, which will contribute to my success in this role.
See, I want to see some of that fire. I'm going to give you an opportunity right here. You're in a meeting with the administration. I want to hear some sort of maybe a warrior cry or some sort of animal noise that would signal that, you know what, Mr. Nice Guy, he's gone. So what are you doing when you get in there? Give me your best warrior cry.
I think what's more appropriate than a warrior cry in a meeting would be to say, hey, Janet Lohman, you want to hang out in the bathrooms of HL basement. 90% of the student body hang out in the bathrooms of HL basement. Because of that, we represent student interest, and you have to hang out in the bathrooms of HL basement.
We're going to play a game of word association.
Great.
I'm going to say a word, and you're going to give me a one-word answer for...
How much time do I have? Just quickly.
Yeah, it's going to... Well, I'm going to say a word or a phrase, and then you're going to tell me, what's the first thing that pops into your mind about that. So we can start with BSG.
Potential.
Bowdoin.
Pine tree.
Clayton Rose. We're trying
Retirement.
Cameraman.
Handsome.
E-board.
Autonomy.
The Orient.
Effective.
Attractive cameraman.
True.
Track and field. Paul, let's be a little more off the dome here.
Track and field. Circles.
Hello and welcome. We are here with yet another candidate. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey, I'm Jacob, or Jake, philosophy class with Spencer, and I'm excited to be on this episode of interviewing candidates.
That's exactly what it's called. Yeah, well done. What kind of cocktail of drugs were you on when you came up with the fact that you were going to be on a dragon with a Viking helmet pointing into the unknown?
Right. So I woke up one day. I have a lot of natural light in Cole's Tower. I was staring into the abyss, and I just said. And then I emailed this to the photo to my grandfather, and I said, "Put some cool shit on it." And he came up, and I was like, "Thank you."
Wait, your grandfather made this?
My grandfather photoshops a lot of clothes I own.
What kind of cocktail of drugs is your grandfather on that he was able to cook this up?
Who even knows? He probably smoked a reefer, he didn't.
Oh yeah, he's not
He didn't
smoking
smoke
any of this.
marijuana.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Reefer. But he lived in a fraternity. He said they had a machine where you put a quarter in and it'll dispense a joint, and I'd find that funny.
So that's one of your main initiatives for BSG if you wanted to be president, right?
Well, at least in the Baxter House as an alumni, I think that would be important to include.
Yeah. That's quite reasonable. Does the dragon have a name or any sort of what gender is the dragon? What's the backstory here?
It's more my spirit animal. When I do meditations on Monday with Kate Nicholson, she just says, when I tap in, that is where I go.
Yeah. You go where exactly?
I just become that dragon. When if you're watching Fight Club and he meditates and goes into the cave and sees his power animal, I go into the cave and see this dragon. I'm going to be stern, and I'm going to have the ability to, shoot fire and decimate villages, but I'm also, going to be able to fly and kind of, touch the wings on some water, like in How to Train Your Dragon montage.
Yeah, I guess the natural progression for that answer is, do you think you're too weird to be the BSG president?
I think I am weird enough that... That's a good question. I think I represent the people, but I am the people by definition, so I think I'm more than qualified.
So, if you become president, obviously you're going to have to handle some high-stress situations. I'm just wondering if we can role-play one of those situations right now. So you're going to be the president, and imagine you're kind of presiding over your activities, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to give you a piece of information that might be a little, you just have to handle it, and I want you to act as you would if you were the BSG president.
All right.
Okay, so we'll start.
Business.
A second tower. A second pipe has burst in Cole's Tower.
Oh, no. All right. I am going to weep for those whose computer and notes are destroyed. And I'm going to call the security emergency line and say, we got to get on this ASAP. But I would be so sad. That would kill me. If your notes got destroyed, dude. Oh, that sucks worse than anything.
So we're going to do a word association game. I'm going to tell you a word or a phrase, and you're just going to, first thing that pops into your mind. So we'll start with BSG.
Susu.
Bowden.
Preppy.
Cameraman.
Lovely.
E-board.
Hardly know her.
The Orient.
Andrew Cohen. Courtside Podcast.
One word, dude. One word.
Let's try to keep it to one word. Thank you for the reminder. Attractive cameraman. See? My cameraman wants to go on a date with you.
If you're lucky.
One
Not a-
fucking word, dude. Just one word.
That was, yeah.